Welcome to Canucks Last Week, where I try to cover everything Canucks hockey in a shorter amount of time than it takes for the puck to leave Brock Boeser's stick and into the back of the net. Done. What a shot! Brock Boeser is back in the Calder race. After losing 2 games back-to-back at the hands of the Edmonton Oilers and Winnipeg Jets, the LA Kings game was a nice breath of fresh air. In an earlier video when I was talking about tanking, I said enjoy the wins, and man, that was enjoyable. Hell of a lot better than seeing Brandon Sutter score an OT winner. The line of Louis Eriksson, Bo Horvat, and Thomas Vanek led the way last night, and man, Bo Horvat has not missed a beat since coming back from injury. Good forecheck on the first goal and an unreal dangle on the second against Drew Doughty, who seems to be getting dangled quite a bit when he plays the Canucks. Nikolai Goldobin sends his regards, but then again, he's in Utica, so I think Drew Doughty has the last laugh there. Louis Eriksson with an absurd 2-line pass to spring Vanek on a breakaway, and in true Vanek fashion, he claps one between the hash marks. I will be telling my children about the legend of Thomas Vanek. Then Sven Berchi gets a power play goal, who has looked great since returning, even though he's not playing with Bo Horvat. Thomas Vanek with the assist, and all I can hear is trade value going up. At that point, I was thinking, and I'm sure everyone else was thinking this too, the only thing that would put a cherry on top of this night was a Brock Boeser goal. And just like that, our prayers were answered. Alex Edler on the power play with what was either a really weak shot or a pass to Bo Horvat in front of the net. Bo was stopped by Quick, who was down and out, and the Brock star is there to put home the rebound. Get that monkey out of here. LA then changes goaltenders. That was quick. Don't worry, I hate myself too. What a nice change of pace to have a player who hasn't scored in 6 games to be considered in a slump. Never leave me, Brock, never leave. Now let's talk about Trevor Lewis. Buddy, you just awoke Beast Boeser. Big mistake, my man. On the ensuing 5-on-3, Boeser makes no mistake and unleashes an absolute banger past Kemper, 6-2 Vancouver. And I completely agree with the people asking where was the pushback after that hit. That is your star player, and sure, no one on that power play unit is known for mixing it up, but at least get in his face and know that he can't do that for free. Thankfully, Boeser was okay and got revenge the best way possible on the scoreboard. And that goal was a statement goal. It was a pushback in itself. Boeser is the type of player that makes other teams pay using his talent. That is superstar status right there. Last thing about the game, Bo Horvat had 2 assists and 21 wins in the face-off circle. Having Bo back is huge for obvious reasons. The center core looks a lot better and he's a great net front presence on the power play. But I think it's easy to see that Bo's work ethic rubs off on the others, and when he's in the lineup, it gives this team an identity. Boeser is the best player on this team, but Horvat is the heart and soul. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. From some reports from Sportsnet, it sounds like the Sedins are leaning towards wanting to come back for next year, and Henrik has said that the contract negotiations would not be about money. In my last video, I talked about possible contracts for the Twins, and I determined that their market value was somewhere between $6.25 and $8 million. But I think they would take somewhere close to $5 million. There's also some interesting dialogue going around that Jim Benning will be basing his deadline decisions on what the Sedin twins do, which is kind of puzzling. Please just trade Vanek and Goodbranson regardless of the Twins. If they don't come back, please don't go looking for older players that can replace some of the scoring. Just look for futures. This upcoming trade deadline is like the final exam for Jim Benning. I think ownership is leading towards letting Benning go, but if Benning can get an A+ at this year's deadlines, that could sway opinions and would have major implications to the franchise. On that note, there's been rumors that there's mutual interest in hiring Red Wings GM Ken Holland. And right now, Holland is running a team with no present and no future. Terrible contracts, an old team with no prospects in the foreseeable future. Olli Juolevi didn't make the Finnish Olympic team. He was our last hope at watching a Canucks prospect in the Olympics, so that's kind of sad, but at least I can still watch Rasmus Dahlin. Man, why do I still not have that in my head? Dahlin. We have Dahlin. Hopefully we'll get Dahlin, but I'm not gonna go there. Anyway, back to Juolevi. I don't really think it was a snub. Miro Heiskanen, in my opinion, is a better player right now at this stage, and I don't think they wanted to bring 2 young defensemen. But if Juolevi doesn't make the team next year, we are going to have some real problems. And don't give me any of that it takes D-men longer to develop stuff. Very few legitimate top 4 defenders make their NHL debuts past 20 years old. Those that do went the college route or were buried behind depth charts. Lastly, I encourage you you all to read this great Canucks Army article. I'm a little late on it, but Cole Cassels, remember him? Remember that guy is apparently on a near point-a-game pace since mid-November. He's being utilized in a top 6 all-situations role down in Utica and is now a storyline that we're going to have to start keeping a closer eye on. So that's going to do it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please let me know by leaving a like, as it really helps me out knowing if I'm doing stuff right or wrong. And if you're new to the channel, please consider hitting subscribe and joining us on this magical Canucks ride that we are all on. And yeah, I will see you guys next time.